Okay, so aquí está la lista. So let's start out, just some basic questions here. What's this vocab about? Second, what's it about? Maggie? Yeah, getting injured. Always an exciting topic. What else? You know? Yeah, body parts, injuries, medicine, stuff like that. All right, so let's transition here to some cognates. Maddie, I know you just had your hand up. You want to give me a cognate that you saw? Yeah, all right. So obviously, first thing we want to look for are cognates. And she says examinar sounds a lot like examine. Good. Give me a couple more. Swim friends, raise your hand if you want me to call on you. Kaylee. Yeah, la medicina looks a lot like medicine. Good. ¿Qué más? There's tons of them. Get some points. Those of you that need some points. Josh, give me a cognate. Josh, cognate. The good news is everybody that's here pretty much doing okay on points. Sylvia, give me cognate. Yeah, examinar sounds a lot like to examine. Good. Haley. Yeah, la inyección. Clase repitan, la inyección. Kind of a mouthful. Try it one more time. La inyección. Sounds like an injection, right? Which is another word for a shot, an injection. Good, Nora. Yeah, la ambulancia right there sounds a lot like an ambulance. Good, what else? There are tons here. Raise your hand, give me one, give me one. Charles. Looks like an accident. Hanny, get another one? Yeah, where's that one? Here it is. La sala de emergencia. Emergency room. Good. I don't know. Una más? Liliana.
La infección.
Say that one more time.
The one for infection.
Oh, yeah. No, you said it just right. I just couldn't hear you. Yeah, it's at the end, right? La infección. Looks a lot like an infection, right? So obviously another exciting and uplifting topic here. Last chapter, it was all like tornadoes and hurricanes. This time we've got some illnesses. I'm trying to think what other ones. Moverse is easy. I always think of tener gripe. What grips you when you get it? What's that one mean? What grips you when you get it? Let me translate it. What is it? Go to the end. Look at it. Tener gripe. What's it mean? When you have the flu, it grips you, right? Recuperarse, it sounds like what it is. You've got a few body parts, estomago. How do you say that word for foot? It's not your pie, it's your what? Knows how to say that word for foot. Looks like pie. Jacob. Pie, perfecto, right? Repita en clase el pie. So then we have el dedo de pie or el dedo. What are your dedos? Like your digits, your fingers, right? So you have fingers and then your digits on your feet would be your toes. So that's the connection there. El dedo de pie. Do you know some of these body parts? We'll review some of them. You know the basics? La cabeza, los ojos, those ones. What else? Then we got some verbs here. How about radiografía? What's that make you think of? Anything connecting there? Radiografía. Okay, sure. I hadn't actually thought about it that way, but yeah, totally. You could say that. How about what does it make you think of like a radiograph, like a radiologist? What's a radiologist do? Anybody know? No, that's what would that be? Meteorologist, I think would be that. Radiologist with a D. Radiologist type of doctor. They take X-rays. Yeah, radiologist does X-rays. So I don't know if you remember that. Then radiografía and sacar un radiografía, like to take an X-ray, right? I don't know. Pastillas sound a little bit like pills, maybe pills. So yeah, I think there are lots of cognates here. All right. So we will hit this vocab pretty hard after break. We're going to do just a little bit with it today. And I thought, even though it's new, since you guys love the Look It, maybe we could do a quick Look It game or two with these words. Shall we? Shall we? We're feeling it today? We shall. You guys are my most enthusiastic Look It players. I mean, everybody likes that. You guys seem to get raw into it. All right, well, let's do that. Let's do a little quick, we'll do maybe 2 quick games. Look It. And I know it's new vocab, so if you want to have your list out, feel free to. I know it kind of moves fast, so I don't know how much time you'll have to look things up, but you know, a lot of cognates, and then maybe you can take some educated guesses just to kind of get you warmed up. All right, so let's go to Look It. And all right, so this guy, we have looked at this extensively. We have one last thing to talk about today. What was missing from here? The sandal verbs. Okay, so here's where I need like 3 minutes of your attention. All right, everybody's gonna get your focus. If you're doing something else, if you're on your phone, if you're distracted, come back. If you're on Zoom and you're not really there, come back, come back. I need 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes, focus, ready? Okay, sandal verbs. Okay, these are the ones we're looking at. 1, 2, 3, and then there's one more destruir here that I want to talk about. So why are they called sandal verbs? All right, I want you to go back. Somebody remind me, what is a shoe verb or a boot verb? We talked about those first semester. You probably talked about them in first year Spanish, whenever you had that. Somebody remind me real quick, what is a shoe verb or a boot verb, Maggie? Right, so it's basically, I don't have any here, but it would be like if I drew a shoe, everybody look, if I drew a shoe like this, or a boot around my verbs, what we said, we were doing this with present tense, and we had a verb like poder, right? And we said puedo, puedes, puede, podemos, podes, and pueden. So it changed to UE in the shoe. Does that sound vaguely familiar? Yes, yes, kind of, sort of. All right, well, so these are called sandal verbs. So picture a sandal in your head, okay, or a flip-flop. And somebody tell me why you think these might be called sandal verbs instead of shoe verbs or boot verbs. Use your big brain and tell me, what are you thinking? Why would that be, Jacob? Yep, because it's the bottom two. If you picture like a sandal, usually they're kind of flat, right? They don't go up high on your ankle. I guess they can, but we're not picturing those. We're picturing like flip-flops, okay? And so basically you call them sandal verbs because the bottom two change, all right? So you will notice, what funky letter do all of these guys have in them? Y. All right, now I'm going to show you why it has the Y in a second here. So basically it has normal endings for an ER or IR verb. All right, iste, not that one, eo, emos, istes, and not that one, ieron. So here's what happens. Just look at this with me. Don't type it in because I'm going to erase in a minute. All right, if I was trying to write that normally, I would have O would be my stem, and then I'd add eo. All right, so does that look like a weird word? O-I-O? It does. It looks super weird. So what are we going to do? Well, what I'm going to do is, because I see 3 vowels in a row, because it just looks funky, I'm going to change that I to a Y. And that's what we did, right? So instead of oyo, because that's weird, it's just oyo. All right, now look what happened over here. Same thing. So if I was going to put a regular ending on this, I'd have oyeron. Again, 3 vowels in a row. Whenever you see 3 vowels in a row in Spanish, something's got to change. Can't have 3 vowels in a row. Too many. Okay. So again, I'm going to take out the I and put in a Y. All right. So that's why these are different. If that helps you remember that they are different, that is the reasoning behind it. All right. So what you need to know is, in the bottom, they've all taken out that I and put in what letter? Y. Okay. Now, destruir is the same way here. But you'll also notice on these 3, what else is weird about these 3? And it says it right there. What else is weird about them? Yeah, it says, have extra accent marks. Look, all of the I's have accents. All of the I's, all of the I's. To be honest, it's not that big of a deal. But when you're doing a textbook assignment, it'll count it wrong if you don't do it, right? If you're doing a Canvas assignment, it'll count wrong if you don't do it. So what I just basically need you to know, the Y is the bigger deal here, okay? But let's try and just throw accents on every I you see, just for these three words, not destruir, okay? Because you're dropping it, so destruir actually doesn't have an I in the stem, okay? So when there's an I in the stem, put a little accent on it, got it? That's it, boom, easy, right? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Last thing for the day, you got 10 minutes to do it. And it should be very doable to just get it done right now. So here's what we're gonna do. We are all gonna go to our textbook. Except for Taylor. But except for Taylor. Okay. That's what I was gonna say. I know she already did it. So I want us all to go together because here's what happens, and I don't understand why, but for textbooks, I get like 50 to 75% of you do them consistently, and the other 25 to 50% never do them. Okay, so we are all gonna go right now. We are all gonna start when I look at this on Canvas, on Savvis, I'm gonna see that everybody's in progress. If I see you're not in progress, I'm gonna call you out and be like, Jacob, what are you doing? Why are you not doing this? Not yet, I was just teaching you. He's like, what are you doing? Okay, so we're all gonna go together. We're all gonna start this together. It literally will take you 5 or 10 minutes, and then you will be done, honestly, with Spanish for the week, besides watching my movie and writing down some cognates tomorrow. All right, so I don't even think you need this. You have it, but it'll give it to you on the textbook. So I want everybody to go to the textbook right now. If you don't know how to go to the textbook because you never do these, now is your chance because we're going to go together. All right, so I'm going to show you exactly how to get there right now. So if you are not accustomed to ever doing these assignments, what you need to do is go to your portal. Okay, so I'm sharing how to do it right now. Go to your portal. It looks like this. Okay, then you're going to click on Pearson right here. Then you're going to click on Savvis Realize right there. Then you're going to click on Classes. I'll have to show you a different way, the actual assignment, but you're going to click on Classes. And then you're going to find yourself, you'll have less options. Yours will say Spanish 2 Spring. And you're going to click on that. Now, if you haven't been here for a while or ever, you will see multiple assignments. Hey, guess what? You can do them. Okay, as long as they're from this 9 weeks, I will still give you at least half credit for them. All right, but what I want you to focus on today is the one that says guided grammar activity, the preterite of verbs, oír, creer, leer, and destruir. Okay, and I want you to click on that. Now I have to go somewhere else to show you what it looks like. So I'm going somewhere else. That's where you should be. If you are having any trouble getting there, all you have to do is let me know and I'll help you in just a second get there. All right, here's what you should be looking at. And again, these are not meant to be hard. These are not meant to take a lot of time. Honestly, you probably get this done in 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. Again, I just need to get a little practice. Show me you understand what I just said. Get your points, and then you move on. All right, look, it's all reviewed for you right here. I really like that about this. So you don't even have to find your notes. Look, here's oír, leer, creer, and destruir. All right there for you. The first half, you are literally deciding, is it a present tense verb or a preterite verb that they've given you? So just be careful. Look, the past tense, the preterite is going to end with E or iste or O or imos or istes or oyeron. All right, or yeron. So check, okay? Decide if it's preterite or present. And then the second half, you actually have to fill in the verb. I don't think there's anything tricky. Okay, they literally give you the to form and the verb oír. So you write it out. Make sure you pay attention to the accents though. So if you don't know how to do an accent, go to symbols and you just click on it. Super easy. All right, there is no reason that you can't get this done right now. Okay, let's see. What did I, 15 minutes? You probably have 5, you have about 10 minutes. And I think this should take 5 to 10. So get it done right now. Otherwise, I'm going to send you a message and be like, what are you doing? Why didn't you do this? Do it. All right, if you're behind and you finish this, go back and do a different one. Now, I always say you have to message me if you do an old one, because I don't get updates on that. Like I'll check this one for the whole class, But if you're doing an old one, you got to tell me that you did the old one. Any questions on how to get this? All right, if you're looking at it and you have a question, let me know. Is it all pretty straightforward so far? Okay, so Zoom friends, questions? All right, well, how about this, Zoom friends? Stay on the Zoom until you finish this activity. Then you can leave the Zoom. Okay, that way if you have a question, just like on a quiz, I'm here to help you answer it. And I'm gonna check in a minute, make sure everybody's started, because I can see if it's in progress. Just do it. Okay, I'm checking now. I want to see 100% participation.